Are we live, Wiz? Wiz, what are you doing? You're sleeping on the job here. It's Friday, and you know what that means. We're going to be talking about the Warhorse Accessories, Q&A, Ask Me Anything. It's Friday. We're going to have fun. And El Fuego is starting off the train early. It wouldn't be a Friday night without a ride on the Livin Loud with Andy night train. Hello from the Pacific Northwest to all my fellow passengers. And you know what? Just for that, we got to throw it up here. We need it. There it is. Let's get this train going. And Johnny, you ready to get this show going?
You got it.
All right, let's get this thing going. I'll see you guys in 3 minutes.
Right? You know what that means. We livin' loud.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's Friday. It's beautiful out. It's got to be 90 degrees everywhere in the world. Well, maybe in the Pacific Northwest too. Thank you, Randy. I tried my best. I appreciate you, man.
Livin Loud with Andy.
Just like propane, William, Andy knows when it comes to kicker and kicker accessories that you just gotta look at it. Would you look at that? Just look at that. Just look at it. Thank you, William. And these accessories are awesome. We're gonna go over all of them and maybe when they're gonna be here and everything that entails, and maybe some prices too that I just happened to notice on that website. Thank you so much, William. Appreciate you tuning in always, and thank you for being here, man. You know, just like propane and propane accessories. Bobby was sending me every single picture of all these accessories. I'm like, one, I was like, well, would you look at that? And two, Bobby, I know it's crazy. We're getting very close, and the Warhorse amplifiers and accessories will be here very soon. If it's on the website, that's how you know. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And for some reason, I forgot to turn up the bass. We got to turn that up. Hold on. Crank that. How about... There we go. That's perfect. Got to turn up the gain. Thank you for tuning in, Cedric. Appreciate you, man. How you doing? Sorry I had to get off the phone there pretty quick. My buddy pulled up and had some scrap to get rid of. Thanks for tuning in, though, man. And one step at a time, dude. Where is the milk? All right, who's the dad? Who's the dad? Thanks for tuning in, Mike, car audio enthusiast. Thanks for tuning in again, man. I appreciate you. And Andy, you know, bro, you know, and Bobby B, he knows. He was looking at it, and he had to share that to me.
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.
Boom, 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 boom. Sending me screenshot of every kicker accessory on the website. Thank you, man. And I love the enthusiasm that a lot of people have, including yourself, with kicker, you know? And it's just, man, I'm happy that I'll be able to get the equipment too. I want some of this stuff stat, the distro blocks, the just things that they got, the accessories. It's awesome, man. Garrick, I hope you're feeling a little better. Put the smack down on the like button. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, Garrick. I hope you're feeling a little bit better, dude. I know what's going on. We got 21 people on YouTube watching, 10 likes. You gotta smash the like. Come on, man. You know the thing.
Just hit the like.
Just hit the like. I love that video. Thank you, Garrick. Do we get a discount? Oh, I got you, Bobby. Randy says, do we get a discount if we get a kicker tattoo? You know, man, that's a good question. I've seen them where, you know, never on the forehead, but, you know, pretty big. And it's like, man, I'm dedicated kicker. I don't know. I feel like if I would get a cover up on a tattoo, that might be something, but I don't know. Maybe a Solo X18, just because it really made me who I am in my heart. And but still, that is a step. Just if you do get it, just send the picture to social@kicker.com. We'll see what we can do. No promises. That's dedication. Thank you for tuning in, Dusty. I appreciate you, sir, for tuning in on Kicker Club. Of course, I got Kicker Club over here tuned in, you know, just so I can see your guys' comments, because StreamYard is it's just like Facebook. Not the best in the world. Chris, thank you for tuning in. Would you just look at it? Look at that Warhorse. And, you know, man, they are pretty cool looking amps. I love how they gave the retro, just like the kicker gold letters. If you look at the new Warhorse, it looks identical to the old one over here. Like the color scheme, you know, just that whole vibe. It's literally the same without, you know, a few differences and inputs and outputs and just, you know, efficiency and push-pull and all that fun stuff. But they gave a nod to, you know, their early days of making a high-power amplifier. And with the Warhorse and L7X family slowly coming to market, the days are among us. They're very soon. Already the L7X has been out for a year. The Warhorse will be out very soon, and I would assume the accessories would be right around the corner. I do know from Kicker Club, if you're not in Kicker Club, I know you're sleeping under a rock, especially if you're watching this show, but still, people are posting, dealers, that they are getting the Warhorses. So before you see it online, if it does go online, which I would assume it would, check your local kicker dealer. They might just already have one in stock. Go take a look at it. Thank you, Chris. And by the way, Chris, sorry for the wait. And the rest of you guys, I sent you all an email from livinloudandy@gmail.com. Please respond to me your address so I can ship out your prize from Livin Loud with Andy Day. Please. Springfield, Missouri tomorrow. Midwest SPL, be there. You know, Midwest SPL, just that whole area. I've never been out there, but I know those are some big heavy hitters. I'll tell you that. Same thing with Ohio. PA, we're the next best thing, you know, to that. Good luck, man. You're going to need it. Dusty said, did you build Cedric's box, Andy, for his 15s? If that's him, we traded demos at in Indy at the hotel. Yes, that was about 2.5 years ago, not even, maybe give or take. Yes, his box for the 215 L7Rs, it actually used to be in the intro of the live shows 2 years ago of me actually building it and putting that together, and I did a video on, you know, just how to screw down a kicker subwoofer the proper way, you know, the whole X cross method. But yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it's a very efficient enclosure. You know, it's not tuned the lowest. It's tuned to 38, 37 hertz. But it is quite musical, and it's not just a one-note wonder, and it gets pretty loud on, like, not even like 600 watts. It just starts doing like 42s, you know, in a big Tahoe. So that's pretty impressive. Again, you know, every box can have its good part, but you know, I built that one to do those kind of numbers and sound that kind of way, and he's been banging on it ever since. It's holding up, man. It's holding up. Thanks, Dusty. I'm glad you got to meet him. You know, Cedric's an awesome person. Polo, Xavier, thank you for tuning in. Wish I had more muscle like that, but I appreciate you hanging out with us again. You guys are awesome. Tessa, thank you for tuning in. Would you look at that? Just look at it. Hello, Tessa. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. And you guys are awesome. Bubba, it took quite a bit of entering every stream before I finally began to win, Doug. Be sure to enter every time. I mean, the contests are ribbed or rigged, I don't know. Either way, yeah, just enter every Tuesday, and especially on, well, my show, I'm gonna say, you know, tune in then, because you could get a 50% off discount code on Kicking It With Andy. But every Tuesday, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, make sure you enter the giveaway so you have better chances to win, man. And thank you, Kicker, for always doing that for the community. They don't have to do that. You guys tune into my show, and I'm not giving stuff away all the time, and I appreciate you for that. And I know a lot of you would still watch the Unmasked show without the giveaways, but it's awesome that they do that and to give back to the community. And those bullfrogs are awesome, and everything else that they're giving away, man. Thanks for tuning in, Bubba. Appreciate you, man. Doug says, of all my vintage collecting, I've still been dreaming of the old Warhorse 10Ks. You can still find them on eBay occasionally. I'd put it next to the Orion XTR 250 and 2250 PPI Art Series, Rockford Fosgate Punch, and others. You know, it is that memorabilia collector's edition amplifier. You know, I always wanted the one that I have over here, and I never thought I would get one, but for $900, it was kind of a deal, since eBay wants about $1,500 to $2,000 for something like that. But still, you know, to match it with my Solo X18 was really the goal, and realizing how much power that amplifier did was a little bit overkill, just because does do a lot of power, and honestly, it was meant for 2 Solo X18s. But still, yeah, it would be a perfect way to just, you know, just hang it in your room, and just, you know, maybe not like this extreme, but you know what I mean. It would look good. Thanks for tuning in, Doug. Appreciate ya. He does. He's got an awesome build, and it's just, the car is clean. You know, you see a lot of the bass heads at car shows, car audio shows. We're not naming names, but it's just, it looks like a hoopty, but it's blowing your hair back. You know, it's nice to have a car that looks good, sounds good, and is loud. And it's hard finding that perfect balance, you know, because your money's only going to stretch so thin. Thank you, Dusty. I'm glad he liked the solo demo. Yeah, you got 4 of them L7X12s, right, Dusty? DJ Rusticles will be there. That's right, he is from Midwest PA. He's an awesome friend of mine, and just a good person, you know. And he used to, man, was he judging? No, he was just a competitor back in the day, like early 2012s, 14, 15s. And I think he retired of doing that, but he was just, you know, walking on people and just being loud. And now what he does is just makes rebased music for everybody. And he's a really cool person when you actually get to talk to him. I want to have him on my show, but he's not really much of a camera people person, but still a good friend. And that's cool. You're going to be able to see him, get to meet him, just see him, whatever the situation is, man. That's awesome. They are ribbed for, you know, it's actually not for that. It's actually for better cone travel, you know, so that the surround just isn't, you know, collapsing like some other brands do when they go too far. It just helps with a little bit of that, you know. I mean, it could be that too. I wouldn't know. Thanks for tuning in, Stuart, Sup, Andy, and the Green Team. We are here. The Green Team is always tuning in. I appreciate you. Thank you, Stuart, for always being here, and all you guys for just supporting the show. You know, every night it's like, okay, I got to turn the lights on, but it's not even that. It's I get to talk to these guys, talk about car audio, what I love and what you guys love, and it's always fun to do, and it's cool when you learn something from it too, man. Tuesday, I learned a lot, and I still want to learn more, and that's the coolest thing about this stuff, because you never can really run out of input. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for tuning in, 25. Appreciate you, sir. Hope you're doing well. JD Bobbitt, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. I'm just doing a little bit of roll call. We'll get to the topic, but it's Friday. This is what we do. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate both you guys. What's going on? Crutchfield has pre-orders for the Warhorse. You know, I wouldn't believe, I mean, I would believe Warhorse. I would believe the Warhorse. I would believe Crutchfield, but that's what happened with the L7X too. And then they just had to wait until everybody else got them, you know? And at that point, you could almost just go to kicker.com and buy them. So be wary of any kind of pre-order, because Kicker is going to take care of their local dealers first. The people that, you know, are out there hustling, moving Kicker for them. And then eventually, if it does, it will move to the online portion. And online is online. So that's the end of the day. But again, I don't know if they can still do that, because that was the whole thing in the beginning. You know, they didn't just have it on kicker.com. Now they do, but at one point they didn't. And you had to call online dealers and say, hey, I want an L7X. So it might be the same thing. Just be wary about what you do there. But I appreciate you always tuning in, man. Thanks so much for always hanging out. Okay. What's going on, CM? Thanks for tuning in, man. He does 612s on 6 Warhorses at half ohm. That thing is getting down. That thing is getting down. It's beating up every hatch he puts on there. And, you know, I know the capabilities of 112, let alone 6. You know, yeah, you're in a bigger car, but you see them doors. The doors are flapping. The trunk's flapping. The roof is flapping. The pressure's trying to get out. And that's the hardest thing about keeping that pressure in, and that is sound pressure level. You know, SPL, that's the name of the game. And there's a lot to it too, with not even just that, it's just letting the wave extend, and that's just kind of like physics, and you don't want to go down that route. Just play around, and if it works for you, it works. And experience, man. Thank you for tuning in, Donald Logan. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. We got Cody in here from Kicker Club as well. Estilo, I'm going to mess that up. Martinez, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. The bass head, I like it. Thank you again, Donald. Cedric saying he placed 7th and 13th at Slamology, but he had no batteries, and he was fighting up a weight class a whole rung bigger than him. He did pretty good, and I'm going to show him too with, you know, I think this might be like a Kicking with Andy future topic. I touched on it, but like maybe a little bit more in depth of how to compete, to know your class, to roll in and kind of look at it and be like, all right, I'm here with this amount of power. What if I stay there? can I do better in this class watt for watt rather than just going full tilt boogie and hoping for the best, because that's what a lot of people do, and we'll get them there. I mean, still, regardless of Slamology, to be in 7th place when there's just hundreds of people competing, you know, in that class. Well, not in that class 100 people, but you get what I'm saying. It's not your local car audio show. It's not. There's a lot of people in that class, and you did good, man. You did good. Congratulations, Cedric. Get louder each time. Thank you for tuning in, Justin. Appreciate that you're here. Hope you're doing well, man. It's another guy I want to get on the show. You know, it's just it's really hard catching up. Like I'm catching up, but now it's like I'm getting ready to go to Myrtle Beach in like 3 weeks. So there's that. But still, you know, life happens. Life happens. Slowly catching up. I want to bring everybody on the show, and there was actually a podcast, I forget his name, I'm going to mess it up. The guy that I was talking about that wrote the Auto Sound 2000 book, he was already on another podcast that has like 60 views. I want to get him on this show with video and hear his story and get more input on just his, you know, history with car audio. And turns out, from what I listened with that podcast, is that he actually created, same guy that wrote that book, created that 60-inch MTX subwoofer that had 6 inches peak to peak playing 20 hertz. Talk about what we do today. But like 30 years ago. So that's just crazy. And just to get his backstory on. And there's a lot of people in the car audio industry that I want to bring on, and especially the ones that are affiliated with Kicker. But still, we've had Vega on here, and I want to get more YouTubers and stuff like that. But we'll see. One step at a time, as always, man. And we're doing this for the long run, you know? We're doing this for the long run. Appreciate you, Justin. Okay, let me see. Where am I at? 160 plus. Good morning, Doug. Me and Chris in Discord. Mike said, grab the pasties and the twisted tea. I'll be there. What's that mean? I don't know what that means. Okay. Cody. What's up, buddy? Hey, Andy, I understand Flex. My bass broke a fuel filter neck and now car won't run. You know, that's almost what happened to EXO too. Whenever he was sitting there demoing, if you watch his last upload, it's like 55 minutes long. If you don't want to see all the building process, skip to the last like 20 minutes of that video. It's really good about his experience at Slamology, his system, and just his, you know, he's sitting there talking in front of a camera like I am here. And I love when EXO gets on that level, because that's really how he is in person too. He's awesome. But anyway, with the fuel filter, I think it was the brake fluid on his, where it's just the bass is so loud, you know, things are just vibrating, and it's that plastic motion, if that makes sense. It's just from just bending things over and over and over, and they snap, you know, and that's kind of like what vibration is doing to some degree in some levels of your car, you know, and that's why things break and windows crack, you know. And that's a challenge we're always going to face for the rest of our lives if we're doing this and we're trying to be loud. That's just how the cookie crumbles. That's it. You know, I hope that you get your car running pretty quick, but it happens, man. It happens. Congratulations on being loud. I know, you know, and I want to get a spare going. I got a coil literally sitting over there from Underrated LLC car audio coils and stuff. I want to do a little review on his work, because he's actually doing one right now in Solo X, and he does really good work. The way that we do it's kind of like rigged and ribbed, you know. It can hold together, but the way he's doing it's super clean work. And he gets the coils for the Solo X and JL W7s, the ones that people want that can't normally get. And you know, there's always been the L7 coils, 2.58, 2.38 inch coils, but never the 3.5 Solo X coil. And I'm glad that he has that available. That is something I want to do too, after Seth does a little bit of moving, rearranging with his new girlfriend moving into his house. After he's all done with that, we'll work on the Solo X coil and stuff. And that'll probably be after vacation, just so he's settled in, I'm settled in, and you're already looking at the mid-to-end summer. Like, summer goes fast, man. Today is literally the first day of summer, I believe, and it was so hot. It's beautiful outside. Even right now, you guys are nuts for watching me. I would be outside just chilling, you know, breathing in the fresh air, even though it's high humidity, you know, but still, it feels nice, and I'm a sucker for it. But yeah, I've been taking it easy. I haven't played it in a few days, probably about a week now. But I was actually going to drive Cookie Monster today, and I'm almost glad I didn't. Long story short, I took Kayla's car to just go to the doctors, get checkup, you know, medication stuff, prescriptions, all that fun stuff. Blood pressure, they're saying you're healthy, but you know, just watch the vaping now. Almost. Blood pressure looked good. And I'm leaving. Me and this guy just back right into each other, you know, fender bender, but still, I almost took Cookie Monster out there. Not saying that exact situation coulda, woulda happened, but man, today was like, man, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. So hopefully insurance is working out. We'll see. I don't know. I think I was all the way out. We'll let them just look at it and decide. But either way, we're gonna get that fixed for her, and I'm just glad I get to live to see another day. You know, because Kayla's not super mad. I mean, she, you know what I mean? Like, I told her come outside. Would you look at this? She just look. Now I just called her. I'm like, Kayla, I'm done. But still, man, you know, I'm just glad nobody got like hurt, you know, because that happens every day, and things are material, and you can always get something new, and that's what's just great about life, man. You know, got to look at it that way. Was it Dave Navone? More input.
You got it.
You heard him. What's going on, Doug? Andy, can you talk about the value of DIY bass head that just enjoys building and jamming but don't like to attend shows, and the value they provide to the audio industry? You know, there's a lot more of those guys than the ones that show up to the show. One, you don't see them, and two, there's more just car audio enthusiasts. The ones that go to the shows, I would say it's not the 1%ers, but it's pretty close to that. It's like the top 5% of people that go to car audio shows are crazy, and that's at 5%. The 1% are the ones that don't miss a show. They go to Slamology or TDH or, you know, whatever, Sundown Audio Show, you know, all those shows every year. They tune into the live streams. They watch the YouTube channels. You know, they got an SPL meter. They're the ones that are the 1%. So, right, there's so many other people out there that are doing it themselves, and you don't even hear about them, man. 9 chances out of 10, you know, they're not the loudest, but there are some guys out there that nobody knows, and they're doing 160s. Especially nowadays, all the information is out there to do it. And the power available at the reasonable amount of price. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just different. It's different. But no, you don't have to go to the car audio shows to prove your worth. You know, at the end of the day, it's your system. It's tuned and being played the way you want it to sound, and that's all that matters. It's just a benefit for someone else to look at it and like it, and you going to a show isn't really going to hurt you, because if anything, you can look at someone else's build. That's how I learned a lot, literally by looking at other people's builds, running SPL lanes, and seeing how those builds worked, and the person coming back and looking at it and being like, well, that didn't work, you know, and I'm not going to do that because that's not going to work too well, and actually seeing it. But that's kind of different than just attending shows, you know. And if you're going to attend a show in an SPL show, 9 chances out of 10 they got a competition lane. That's where I would hang out. You're going to get the most education. But if you go there just to look at stuff, you know, it's just like a car show. You know, there's always going to be the guy that's got the McLaren F1, and, you know, more power to him. More power to him, man. Not hating on you not going to shows, but I'll tell you this. Maybe you're missing a little bit of something. It's not what it looks like on YouTube, a little bit, but not exactly. and you'll have fun no matter what. If you're watching this show, you'll have fun. You know, I am, Dennis, slowly working on it, you know, with Cookie Monster being pretty much finished, with the L7X18, whenever that comes, to swap that into there, yes. But right, it's not going to do a 60, right? Do I have a desire to start a new build and go more extreme, similar to good old Exo's new build? That's why I'm slowly going to start on a big build. With my Volvo 960. As soon as that's done out of the shop, it's been there for a while. Love you, Kevin, but you know, it's a Volvo and engines are tough, and wrong wiring harness, wrong engine, making it work, and that'll be the build car. So it'll be like a wagon similar to the size of Drew's, but a little bit longer. Dennis, I think you've seen the Volvo, but my goal is probably 4th or 6th order, at least 418s. You know, and yeah, 160s. I'm going for it. You know what I mean? Like, and at that point, it's like 1 Warhorse on each coil. So 8 Warhorses, 4 Solo X18, 18s. I think I'll get there, you know, and be loud and windy. You know, it's hard to do both. But a 60 is the new 50, you know. I love it. It's like, now I put something together, 140. I don't even have to look at it. And, you know, it's like 150 every time Cookie Monster now, no matter what I do. It's just like boom, boom, boom. I'm not stressing to get it. But still, I would like to have something bigger. And with 18s being what I do, I think 4 of them would fit perfect in that wagon. If I had something bigger, I would probably go more, you know? just do with what you can, man, and never compare yourself to the next person. If you do it for the right reasons. All right, I am so far behind on the comments. Myrtle Beach, make sure to talk to and interview Jerry Ain't Loud. Jerry Ain't Loud no more. He's Jerry TBO or something like that. But yeah, that's crazy. He lives right down Myrtle Beach. I do remember that. Richard Clark. Yeah, there was 2 of them on it that helped write that book. Richard and another fellow. But yes, and they used to travel all across the world to talk about this stuff, you know? And that's just, man, goals. Got Loud says, local kicker dealer here, waiting on price to be announced on the Solo X18 before I can pre-order them. Any idea when that will happen? You know, I don't want to say too much, but I would say sooner than later, and hopefully within the year. You know, that would be cool. Because I don't know if I can make another Slamology with this old 18. I mean, I can. I don't wanna. You know, I want something that's take that higher temperature longer and just more throw and just more. I want a little bit more. You know, who doesn't? All right. If all goes well, I'll be picking up my second L7X tomorrow. That's awesome, Randy. That's awesome. I know Brian, he's about to grab us, or he already did it. He's going to run 2 L7Xs instead of 1 L7X on his current JP23. All right, Cedric. Justin says, that typical guy with a small sound system is the backbone of the industry. Without them, the shops and brands would not have enough customers. You're absolutely right. Us 1%ers that are tuning into the show probably are not keeping the lights on in any of this industry. A little bit, but not really. It's the people that are going out, so are like, you know what? My dad used to have some kickers. You know, I want a sound system in my car. Oh, there's a stereo shop 3 miles down the road. Let me see what they got. Oh, wow, they're a kicker dealer. I'm going to go pick that up, or whatever the brand is. And those are the guys that are part of the community, but the silent part of the community that are out there that are fans of the stuff, and you just don't hear about it. You don't see them, but they are the clientele, man. And they got to take care of them first. There's more of them than us, you know. But right, you know, a lot of things are going towards online sales, but again, you know, still with this stuff, it still does make sense to send it out to the dealers, and they are the backbone of what we do. They're the guys that are, when you post a video on YouTube like you do yourself and you got 50,000 views, it's not from the 1%ers. You know, 49,000 of them from those guys going to those shops, and the small car audio guys, man, you know, and that's it. They are. They got us outnumbered. Thanks, Justin. Ahoy, manoy, manoy, manoy. Thank you for tuning in, Dubby. Andy hit the lottery. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Volvo update. I was going to call him today, and then everything happened, and I'm like, you know what? If I make it to the live stream tonight without pulling my hair out, I'll be good. Saturdays, he's always busy, and he closes early. I don't want to stress him out. I'll give him a buzz this week or stop down there again, see how it's going. He's probably just looking at it, you know. That's, you know, what he's doing most of the time. He'll kill me if he sees it. But you know what? He's got a Livin Loud with Andy cup down there. He's the only guy that really works on Cookie Monster other than John, Tony, and Seth, but those are just my guys. You know, that's mostly like stereo stuff and help me out. You know, he's been fixing that car since day one, since 2011, man. All right. Okay, cool. Let's talk. We got 35 minutes. Let's talk about the topic of the show. This is why I don't need a topic, but I do, but I don't. All right. So right now, if you go to kicker.com, I need to pull up my little thingy thing here. There we go. Would you look at that? And, well, let me just go back, because it's all on the front page here. Kicker.com, they got the Warhorse here, and then they got Warhorse and Warhorse Accessories, Bobby. Car ribbon tweeters be used in car audio. Car ribbon tweeters. Why have I never heard of these? Probably not, but maybe, just maybe. I don't know. Ribbon tweeters. I have not heard of this. And Trap's not going to let us start this, is he? Thank you, Trap, for gifting 5 Livin Loud with Andy memberships.
Yeah, you turned down for what? Okay. Yeah, you.
Thank you, Trap. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for gifting those memberships. And it looks like Kicker Car Audio, Stacy Keene, and a few others. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for doing that, dude. All right, cool. So we might as well just look at this here. And the accessories. So I know it might just look like, oh, just a, you know, terminal and whatever. These are awesome. These are awesome. Okay, so the first one here is pretty similar to the one that you can already get, but I think it has, yeah, it's got some kind of different stud post there. I do like that, because right here is so that you could use that for a battery that's not OEM, that doesn't have the stud post thing, because those need the stud post thing, and well, at least the one that I have, I don't know, maybe they had that on the other ones. I might have missed that. I don't think so. But that is a difference if that's the case. Again, these are nice. They got 2 0-gauge inputs and then a 4-gauge right there. I have one of these on Kayla's car right now for positive and negative, and they work great. Now, the next one here is the same kind of concept, but this is just high-level stuff right here. These are all lug gauge distros, pretty much, but it's a terminal. And it's the same concept here. It's got that little, you know, for the stud there, for the OEM battery. I wonder if this one comes with that too, because I know a lot of guys are probably running, I don't know, battery-safe lithium under the hood that doesn't have the stud, or they are running a lead acid or HEM under the hood, and more of those 99% of the people that we're talking about, not the 1%ers, are going to run that. And they're going to be like, I got this Warhorse, I want this because this is a Warhorse, you know, accessory, terminal, it matches, and it goes with everything else, and I can run my big 0-gauge front to back to my alternator, to my battery, to everything else, and it's awesome. Thank you, Garrick. I love accessories, too. All right, so nothing, you know, amazing about that, but it's cool that they have that, because with the other one, there was no lugs. You're stuck with input, and that's fine too. But you know, I don't know. I like having options. So they give you that. Now, this one over here is the fuse distribution block. Now, this is literally what it is, just a distro block. And you can have fuses on each run. And one of these would actually be perfect for a Warhorse. And for your 2 positive runs that it does have. And you would just put your fuses there. Now, I don't know if it actually comes with those metal bars, and I don't think that fuse rating is under 1,000 amps if that's the case. But regardless, pretty cool that they have this, and I actually want to use this for my amp dyno. I think it would be like really cool to have something like that on the amp dyno, because right now I have the Kicker 200 amp ones, and I want something that's a little bit different, you know, and multiple runs, so I have less voltage drop even on my dyno. I'm trying to make it, you know, as good as it can be, which it's all torn apart right now, but it's there, it's functioning. It's just, you know, not 100%. And all right, what is the likelihood Kicker? I got more to go, but thank you, Dennis. What is the likelihood Kicker rolls out loaded enclosures that have the Solo X series woofers? I can see why they would hesitate, because they are kind of niche for DIY guys. But, you know, if I had any say, I would say yes. Maybe at the most a dual enclosure, because they're going to be pretty big. And that would be like quad box level. Just saying, pretty close to it. Not quite, but pretty close. And a single L7X12, and how they make their Kicker prefabricated enclosures, I think would be pretty cool. You know, you just throw it in there. It'd have like maybe like some silver stitching on the top to match the silver logo, and X on the side or something, L7X, I don't know. And you just slide that thing in there. Now, would that work for every trunk? You know, I feel like it would have to be almost the same size as the dual loaded enclosure 12, you know, to be close to the recommended parameters, you know, and to make it really excel what the L7X can do. And that's what's so cool about the quad box. It's not limited by that. A lot of prefabricated enclosures are limited by that, so that they do fit in more vehicles than not. And there's less, you know, callbacks, you know, and you always notice they're not very tall. They don't make 18-inch, I mean, they do, but not for Kicker, or 15-inch preloaded enclosures. So I think that would be something that they always are thinking about. Whether it does come to fruition or not, I don't know. We can just keep our fingers crossed. Thank you, Dennis, for tuning in, man, and great questions too. Baba says, this is what I meant to ask about on the Kicker stream, not a Warhorse kit, but the related install accessories. Yes, and these are nice because you don't need, like for this guy right here, you don't have to have 2 individual fuses. Well, not this one. This is the quad. This is the quad. This is like, say you're running 2 L7 or 2 Warhorses. You know, they're all on the right side there. That's just common, and these are going to go to each amplifier's positive here. So your fuse at like 200-300 amps, whatever, each run there. But this is all one same thing. And you could use it for ground and negative. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I would just mainly fuse for the positive, but for looks, you could run 2 of these if you had like 4 amps, or 2 amps, yeah, because you would need that for 2, yeah, because there's 2 inputs on the Warhorse. Thing's crazy. And I know that says, you know, like, oh man, there's 2 inputs, but your old Warhorse over there had 3. And yeah, it had 3 inputs for the power and ground there. But now I have 2 amps, so now there's 8. Now there's 8. It's like, man, there's a lot of these things. And they add quickly, and these little distros will help clean that wiring job up without having a ton of fuse holders all over the place. And that's its job. That's its job right there, to make everything look super clean. Let's see, everyone, I know Kibo. I know. you guys are crazy for watching me. I'd be outside right now. I might take the Discord out to the garage tonight because it's so nice out and I gotta get some stuff done, you know, and it's beautiful out. And I just appreciate you guys tuning in with me right now. They are at the pole. Yeah, it's too quiet in here. Can't hear a pin drop. That's why I just keep talking, you know, might help a little bit. Matthew, thanks for hanging out, man. LOL quad box for the mums with 20 cubic feet of space in them vans. And absolutely, dude, you know, that would be one cool mom, you know, dropping you off at middle school. A milli, you know, goals, right? They are perfect for a minivan, I'll tell you that. All right, so we looked at the two distros. We looked at the battery terminal. Now, we got this. Well, I'm not even going to look at that. We're going to look at the power wire first. Then we're going to look at what I want to show you later. We got the ground wire here. 20 feet is what this is going to be. That's why it says power black 20. 20 feet. Well, it should say it over here. Yeah, 20 feet. And then you got your power. And obviously, it's orange. It's just going with the Warhorse theme. That's the color. Oop. And last but not least is this. Warhorse Universal Bass Knob. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, wait, this looks different? Wait a minute. That's not the Warhorse Bass Knob I got in the mail. Now, this one is sold separately. It's the same identical one. It just does not have 3.5 millimeter aux for source signal. It's got the low level RCAs in and out so that technically you could use this on any amplifier. It says premium bass level remote works with any kicker amplifiers, removable housing for easy flush mounting, magnetic and all that fun stuff, aluminum construction, convenient magnet mounting brackets. There we go. So if you just look at these right here, that's cool. And why, there's one other thing I want to talk about on top of this, is that is awesome because with the Warhorse amplifiers, you get the bass knob, right? Well, say you buy two Warhorses like I did, and you want to set them in competition mode, and you don't have a universal bass knob like that. Problem is, once you put the amps in competition mode, it locks down everything. It wide opens the crossover, sets the gain at 4, locks the bass boost, just locks everything, and just the bass knob included. You try changing that bass knob, it doesn't do anything. And I don't know if that's mechanical limitation or them thinking, hey, you know, let's just get rid of any kind of issues where maybe someone had the bass knob still connected, had it halfway, and messed up their system, because the other amp wasn't like that. Whatever the situation is, it totally locks out that bass knob. So what's cool about this one is I would, with every purchase of a Warhorse amplifier, buy this anyway, because you can use it with a single Warhorse. It doesn't matter. And when you want to add a second one and put it in competition mode, you don't gotta do nothing other than run another wire, RCA in or RCA out from amp 1 to RCA spot in on the second one. And that's it. And that's it. In daisy chain mode. And you're good to go, and you have that nice tactile, accurate bass knob. I think that is awesome, to be honest with you. I wouldn't even mind running that in between just everything else that I already have with other builds and stuff, you know, because it's universal. It works for a lot of things. Just having one for whatever system I'm using, and especially kicker amplifiers. I just like that touch that they did on that. I think that's really cool. And another thing for the guys that are still tuning in here towards the end, because I know a few of you guys dropped off, but it's beautiful outside, I understand. Right here, if you look at this, Ernie, someone's going to yell at me. Maybe not. I mean, it's on the website, public knowledge. But, you know, you got the L7X here, you got the Street Series, and I don't know if they ever talked about price, but there is the price right there. $799 for the 4-channel and $1,000 for the 3600, just monoblock Warhorse that we know. They don't have the 1000.4 yet on the website, but I know they will have the that soon. So, but I just seen that because that's just how Kicker rolls. You know, you always see that for every size. You know, like the 10-649, the largest 749, right there. You know, there's only 2 Warhorses, so it's got to be that one. I just thought that was cool that it's on there. If you didn't know the price already, and people are gonna say, wait a minute, $800 for a 4-channel? Okay. This thing's got 250 watts a channel, okay? That's a lot of power, and I believe that's at 4 ohms. 2 ohms, it does 500, I believe. Like, it's stupidly powerful. Like, it does 2,000 watts on all channels driven at the lowest load. So, that's a lot of power, and to go back, you know, the KXA is it's a different animal. Between the monoblock, the 400.4, they got a little bit of SQ in mind with the Q bandwidth and just everything that they got in there with the DSP chips. This is just more power. And the 400.4 was about half the price of this, if not more. I think it was like $400 plus for the 4-channel KXA. And even the 360 CX line is like it's like 2. Oh, man. I forget how much that one costs. How much does that cost here? The CX... Oh, they actually have that whole thing right on there. Okay, so it's just... They got the price on there. $229 for the 4-channel. But that's only 60 watts a channel, 90 watts a channel at 2 ohms. That's a difference. And for 1/4 the price... No, Warhorse is way more dollar for watt than the 360.4 if you just ran a bunch of them. No, why I paused here for a second is because I went to right here, amplifiers, you know, just car audio and amplifiers, and they got it right here. Warhorse is competition hungry, $7.99 again to $9.99. And again, you guys know the Warhorse thing is awesome, and that tool, that just HUD, I call it the HUD. That's cool. You know, because you don't need to run an additional wire for a voltmeter. Like, it's got everything you need to know with the voltmeter. I know. It doesn't have a little clippy light. You know, I get it. And maybe for those 99%ers, I wouldn't even say 99%ers. I would say the 4% out of the 5%ers want the clippy light. The 1%ers, maybe, I don't even know. That's too many percentages. You get what I'm saying. Not everybody needs a clippy light. They don't even know what a clippy light is. They're going to look at the clippy light and not know what it means and just be like, oh, would you look at that? It's getting louder now. I like that light, you know, and that maybe there's a reason. That's boost mode. That's boost mode. All right, cool. Let's see where I'm at on the comments. I'm so far behind, but I wanted to talk about the accessories just a little bit and just look at them. That's all I wanted to do. Sorry for shaking the whole camera, and I forgot that. There we go. We got to do that. Okay. All right. Yes. 140, still plenty for daily bass heads, and I feel like that is the threshold that you absolutely need. A 135 just ain't cutting it no more. I mean, it's enough. That's enough to register that you have bass, but it's like, need a little bit more. You know, the rear view mirror, I can still see right out of it. It's not loud enough. Andy, what happened to Andy's extras? It's still there. I changed it to Andy's shorts. And let me just tell you, YouTube's algorithm, nah, it's just, yeah, I would rather do it on my own channel, but I don't want to deter people that actually do like to see what I post, and I'm not just posting to post. That's what I was going to do with the other channel, but it totally just nerfed. Like, I tried posting, like, 10 shorts in, like, a week and a half. Like, you know, like, one every day. And, like, it was showing views for the one, and then the next one, it was, like, 3 views. And then the next one, 2 views. Like, it wasn't even pushing it. And that's how YouTube's algorithm kind of works. You know, especially whenever the channel's small. Whenever your channel's bigger, they push it out anyway. They're like, well, all these people usually watch this guy, so we're going to push it out to this select crew, you know, and you got to start slow whenever you're a small YouTube channel, but not too slow. But with the short style, yeah, sure. You know, but once you get that audience, then it's the snowball effect and just rolls, rolls, rolls. It's still there. Derek, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. With us, man. Man, I can't even. I'm done. Hey guys, can anyone tell me where to start with building a platform where my rear seat is located? For your information, my gas tank is located beneath the rear seat, so welding and drilling is out of the question. Yeah, you know, that was a trick whenever I first did Cookie Monster's, you know, false floor, same thing. And, you know, all we did was we took some cardboard and we bent it into shapes and then taped those cardboard pieces together and then traced that on a piece of wood to make like a beauty piece, but also structural support for the front. And then the rest was just L brackets, self tappers, and pieces of wood. You know, like that's it. And where we could to build structure underneath there. And of course, that's not the best way to do it, but that's the most innovative way. Like I could literally take out Cookie Monster and throw my back seats back in if I really, really wanted to. It's nothing, you know, not that I wouldn't want to do that. Like I'm never taking that out of there. I'm never putting my back seats in. But again, that is something. It's like you want to have accessibility under there because of your fuel pump too. If that goes, you have to take that apart. Even with my struts, I got to take out the shag to get into there and the false floor in the rear section just to get to my struts to replace those, which I've done that before. Let's see. Garrick says, the day I hit 150 dBs, I'm going to have a party, you know, and I know a lot of people try to say the 150 or 160 is the new 150 and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And don't let people take that away from you. 150 dB system, even 145. Knock your socks off, man. It's loud. The average person gets in your car, they're going to be like wanting to get out of your car, you know, because it's loud. They're like, what in God's name is this? Like, this is borderline retarded, but it sounds good. But what? Why? You know, and that's the reactions you're going to get. And we just get so accustomed to seeing, you know, Joe L and just woodchucking and throwing people's bricks out of the window. It's like you get in your car and you're like, man, I just want to be louder. I want to be louder. But be louder for yourself, you know, because you want it to be louder. Don't worry about just the number. Numbers are great. You know, trust me, whenever I barely got that 50 again, I'm like, you know what? I do feel a little happier. If it was like 49, like 9.4, I was gonna like snap, like, you know, like no. We gotta adjust this box a little bit. We're getting at 50. There's just something about that number that drives me crazy, but not for the wrong reasons. But it is nice once you do get there. And with your 18 build, you definitely got it, Garrick. You definitely got it in your Ford Pro, man. Let's see. Am I? Oh, El Fuego. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, man. Livin Loud with Andy, thanks for another fantastic show. I wanted to give a shout out to Bobby B, Corna, Baba, and B13 for helping me out ahead of Surf City Sound Off this August in Lincoln City, Oregon. You know, Surf City, it's on my map. It's on my map all the way out in the Pacific Northwest area. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
Pacific Northwest.
We got to go out there one day, and I'm glad that they were able to help you out and to fine tune your setup and to be able to give demos and get demos and go out there. I'm so happy for you, El Fuego. And you know, these guys are awesome. I'm seeing double. I got to switch that off. We don't need that anymore. It is pretty fancy how that works, but I got to turn it on and off. Otherwise, it like goes nuts. Thank you, El Fuego. Appreciate you, buddy. Means so much. Thank you for starting to train, and thank you for your sweet messages, sir. I appreciate you more than you know. Let's see. True. W, totally agree. Sweet weather. I was outside tuning tuning just before the session stopped for the stream. Thank you, man. You know, it's beautiful outside. Even now, it's like, well, 11 o'clock here, and it's probably like 85 degrees outside. You know, that's just insane. It's insane. Oh, would you look at that? SDK with a $5 super chat. I gotta get over there. These fries ain't done. I gotta throw this one up.
Ding, 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 ding. Fries are done.
It's been a while.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You gotta look at it this way, okay? You just gotta look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
I mean, he's right. That's all you can do anymore. Thank you, Jake. Good evening from the wood shop. Great stream tonight on what's been a really rough and stress-filled day. Keep up the great work and hit the likes, people. Thank you, Jake. It means a lot, man. And I think these guys are hitting the like. Let me take a look at it. Oh, we got 27 likes. I think it was at 21, and it just jumped to 27 unless it's just a computer. You guys are awesome. Thank you for smashing a like, and thank you, Jake, Mr. SDK Enclosures himself. I appreciate you, and keep up the hard work, man. I hope you're doing well, and the kiddos. Well, kiddo. Uh-oh. Did I just jinx you? That thing is pretty cool. Basshead Garage has a wattage meter to it. It doesn't show clipping, though. I'm waiting on mine now. Yeah, those are nice. Basshead Garage, I also got those little Solo X 3D printer things, and cool cat from my understanding. And right, you know, it's cool just to know how much power. And I mean, do you really want to know if you're clipping? Do you want to know? Because you're still making power up to a certain point, even if you're clipping. And you'd be surprised where you're clipping at. You know, even whenever you're just, you know, you're looking at that watt meter and you see it go all the way up, how much further down, and then you stop clipping. You know, it's pretty crazy. Unless your electrical's perfect and you got that thing dialed in and you got it just set 100% right. Power's power, and a little bit of clipping never hurt. It never hurt. But it's awesome to see real time your power, your current, your voltage, your just temperature of your coils, your amplifiers. That is my thing. I love to be able to see. I tell everybody, I'm like, I'm blind right now. I'm blind. I don't have my voltmeter. I don't have my multimeter. I don't have a clamp. I need to know what's going on. I can't tell by just looking at it. Like, I need to go get my stuff. And that's something cool just to look at when you're driving down the road, man. It's awesome. All right, where can I get the shag carpet? I think Joanne Fabrics got it. I think that's where we got it this time. No, because I went to Joanne Fabrics. I got that online. It's that faux fur. It's not the fox fur. I did originally call it fox fur. You know, like Fox say. Okay, cool. I'm not going to keep you guys here all night. And SDK Enclosures, what is your website address? If you go to livinloudwandy.com and you hit the menu button, it'll show you SDK Enclosures, and it'll take you right to it. It'll take you right to it. And I think he's got some enclosures on there. Oh, you got to place like 5 orders on that guy. No one places an order. We are Elephant and Ellis we don't need and can't handle the workload as is. You know what that sounds like? I think, what is it? Cheaper by the dozen kind of deal going on here. Just send them like 11 orders. 12th one is free. And we'll get you going there, Jake. You got it, man. You got it. We'll get you going, Randy. We'll get you going. Oh, man. Okay. I think I'm caught up. I'm caught up. Sorry, it's just been a long day today. And, yeah, it's just been a long day. It's been a long day. And this topic was light. And I'm just... Oh, I did want to show you guys, before I take you out, I will show the intro for Kicker Unmasked for Tuesday. Make sure you tune in. They're going to be talking about wiring all different subwoofers, and then it's just going to go right to the intro, outro. And of course, I'll catch you at the caboose and the after show. But I appreciate all you guys so much. Yeah. 2.25 Qs for a single 12 avatar. Right, and I mean, you can run L7Xs in that too, with any subwoofer. putting it in enclosure size within reason of the port relation and all that fun stuff. You're going to get different performance outputs no matter what driver you throw in there. Some are just going to need more and do a certain thing better than the other one, and vice versa. So there is no best. It's just what is better for me in my situation. Appreciate you tuning in, Hoover. Good night, Andy, and the green team. Brody Man is here. Andy headed to Scrapping on him. Thank you for tuning in, Adam and Brody Man. These guys are genuine bass heads. They go out to all the car audio shows. These guys are traveling, and I appreciate you just what you do, man. Keep up the great positivity. We need more of it. All right. Good night, sir. Thank you for hanging out, and let's get this going. And shoot. I'll see you guys on Tuesday on the after show. And as always, stay living loud.
Really big bass requires multiple subwoofers and big power. Tune in the next Unmasked. We're going to teach you how to wire it up.
Sorry, it's glitching a little bit there.
This is Aaron Malin with the KickTech Force. The next Unmasked, John Myers is going to do a deep dive on how to wire multiple subwoofers and amplifiers. If you want a really rockin' system, you're going to take lots of woofers and amps to power them. But how do you wire it all up? You've got box rise, you've got tuning frequency, you've got high impedance, low impedance. All of these things need to be considered in your design and build. So John's going to take all the mystery out of it. So be sure to tune in to Facebook and YouTube at 7:30 next Tuesday. Oh, and by the way, we have lost Bill, but we've been colonized.
There's the new guy. Well, we gotta throw it up then.
Bullfrogs are waterproof, dirt-proof, and drop-proof.
Hey everyone, how's it going? So today's video is going to be a very special one.
My bad. Love you guys.
Okay. So we're kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud.
Thank you guys so much, and I know Bill Frog will be missed. And you know, I think it's Colin. Is it Colin? Yeah, I think that's Colin. Can't wait to meet him. I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And yes, smash the like. Thank you, Jason. And here's Kayla working on the new bunk bed with sliding cornets coming in, stealing it. I love you guys. I'll see you on Tuesday. Love you. Have a good weekend.